Hello ladies and gentlemen, Keaton here and welcome to the Tengu Drop Recap for the week of February 1st, 2015. This is the one time a week where we recap everything that we released on the channel this week, so let's not waste any more time and let's start with Monday. On Monday, Joe continued The Escapist, this time doing the San Pancho map, one of two new maps that were added in, I guess, a couple of updates or recent updates. But yeah, so San Pancho, it's much more escapists as you would imagine. Some pretty funny things happen. I don't want to give too much away, but apparently F you Shane. If you don't know what that's all about, you can check out Monday's video, The Escapist, to find out for yourself. Also on Monday, I took a look at the new release Gravity Ghost, which is about a girl and her fox and space and dreamlike states of being, and a very interesting narrative that sort of just plays under it. I gotta say, Gravity Ghost is a very interesting game, and I'm probably going to come back to it at a later date when I'm much further in to once again check in with Gravity Ghost, because I don't think I did the game justice and I think it deserves much more notoriety than I think it's getting. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I highly recommend you guys check out Gravity Ghost because it is a very interesting experience. But nonetheless, Monday, Gravity Ghost. Moving on to Tuesday. On Tuesday, I looked at the latest DLC expansion for Saints Row. I think actually, well, it's Saints Row 4 technically, but it's just called Saints Row Get Out of Hell. It is the new DLC expansion featuring Gat and Kinsey from, and it pretty much picks up after Saints Row 4. I don't think it's necessarily canon. I don't know. There's always a weird thing about Saints Row, at least from my experience in Saints Row 4. I don't think any of the DLC is technically canon. It does break the fourth wall and enter the dominatrix, so I don't know. Nonetheless, it's Johnny Gat in hell punching demons in the face. It's just the beginning of the game, so there's really nothing to spoil there. Then again, it's Saints Row in general. I will say that I've been playing it a lot more in my free time, and it gets pretty crazy, and I'm sad that I didn't get to record any of the singing bits, but there are singing bits. It's part musical, and it is fantastic. It is ridiculous. Highly recommend you guys check out Saints Row Get Out of Hell for yourself. But if you want to get a nice preview, a nice taste, if you will, and you haven't, already watched it, Saints Row Get Out of Hell for Tuesday's video. On Wednesday, Joe returned to Cosmocoria with a look at the Omega update, which features a new boss, new enemies, treasure chests, lava, water, underpants. It has everything you probably want and more in a mega update. I've actually been too scared to check out the mega update for myself because Cosmocoria as a game scares me, because I can never make any progress in that game and it seems to get a little harder and crazier every time they update it. So awesome. Nonetheless, Joe checked out the latest update for Cosmocoria. Check it out for Wednesday's video. On Wednesday, we also did more double action Boogaloo. Now, if you missed last week's video, or you were underwhelmed with last week's video because it was mostly just Joe, myself, Tim, and Kevin playing with bots, this week's video was a lot more crazy because we played with a lot more people. It is non-stop action, and if you're not watching double action Boogaloo, what are you doing with your life? It's non-stop action, trust me, and we love every second of it. We love everything about it. We're probably going to do more in the future, so there you go. Double action Boogaloo, it is crazy, it is fun. Moving on to Thursday. On Thursday, I skipped it to one video this week because the video that I chose to do was Nuclear Throne. A good old school, just constantly play through the game. None of this one-shot business, and I regret it. Not because it's not fun or anything, but because it's a very clear reminder why I don't like to necessarily do the long plays of Nuclear Throne these days. Because the game is very hard and it kicks my butt, and I lose my mind, and I don't feel like a lot of people win in that situation. Although I will say, the final run, the ending was ridiculous. BS. I don't know what happened there, but whatever. Go watch it for yourself. Watch pain. So just 30 minutes of a man just losing his damn mind because he is getting struck down by a video game. Anyway, on Friday, we did more Stranded Tropical Islands. Now that we're all, set up with our food, it's time to, upgrade our civilization into something more manageable so that we can build more better things, and that's pretty much what we do in this episode of Stranded. And I will say, not to detract from this week's episode, but the upcoming episodes will be pretty great. Just leave it at that. On Saturday, we hopped into a new game mode that we haven't tried yet in Gary's mod called The Hunt. And I guess there's a good reason that a lot of people aren't playing The Hunt, because apparently that game has no end. Nonetheless, what we could manage with The Hunt was quite interesting. It was very tense at moments and very fun at other moments, but unfortunately every game ended in frustration, because apparently the game mode just doesn't have an end, so you just end up running around on an empty map. Nonetheless, you should still watch it, because there are some pretty great tense moments and a great team kill moment that, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Great team kill moment. Just anyway, that's about the week in Tengu Drop videos. There were a couple of Talos Principle videos this week. There's probably going to be a Nuclear Throne update video as well. I'm recording this a little earlier, so I'm not sure when it's going to drop, but I'm sure it's either available already or shall be available soon. So stay tuned. And yeah, next week we shall at least be looking at one new release coming out. Hopefully at the start of March, there will be a new visual style to the presentation of the Tengu Drop Recap. It was originally supposed to be accompanied by unique music made especially for the Tengu Drop Recap. Unfortunately, because I upgraded my PC, some of my music hardware and software is not compatible. So until I can afford to replace it all, there's no new music. So in the meantime, I'm going to still update the visuals, so there will be a new visual hopefully by March. So there's that to look forward to. But if you manage to miss anything that we released this week, everything that we released can be found in the descriptions. You can get caught up, get hyped for next week, and so forth. So yes, thank you to everyone who has watched, subscribed, liked, and commented on all our videos. We always appreciate the support. And until next week, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys then for another Tengu Drop Recap. Bye!